Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Clyde Albers, Planet X researcher and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled Geomagnetic Storm or Planet X Activity Predicted for December 5th, 2018. Now, NOAA, which stands for National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, has predicted that there is a 45% chance of a G1 class geomagnetic storm on December 5, 2018 due to a filament eruption on the Sun. And this is shown here. And you can see that filament erupting there. However, as I have shown in previous articles, the Sun is no longer shining, and so spacecraft images we are being shown of the Sun right now cannot be current. These are images from most likely many years ago that have had their timestamps changed. You may look at article 446 entitled When Did They Find Out That the Sun Was Dying for more details on that. Now, one of the ways that it can be seen that the Sun is no longer shining is from the shadows that chemtrails are producing on the cloud cover at higher altitude. With the Sun illuminating the atmosphere from above, this would be impossible, as the sunlight illuminating the cloud from above would be much brighter than any reflected light from below the cloud. But the fact that shadows are possible shows that the atmosphere is being artificially illuminated from below, and thus from within, not from without. In other words, sun simulators are illuminating the atmosphere and the Sun is not. And here's one of those examples where a shadow is produced on the cloud, and the shadow is produced by this chemtrail which is below. So the shadow is formed by an object below the cloud, and any shadows on cloud should be impossible if the Sun was illuminating the Earth from outside the atmosphere. It would just simply be too bright. It would be light coming from the back of the cloud that would be illuminating the atmosphere, making any shadows impossible. But this shows that the illumination is actually coming from below the chemtrail. It's therefore sun simulators illuminating the atmosphere from below and thus from within. And here's a close-up of that shadow there. Now, geomagnetic storm is observed as aurora close to the pole. So how is it possible that aurora is actually observed when you know that the Sun's no longer shining? Well, as I showed in article 433, Phoenix rising message in aurora on 11/11/18 indicates a simulated sky. The powers that be can place aurora in the sky at will because they have the ability to holographically project anything in the sky. And here's an example of a holographically projected sky. And you can see this regular repeated pattern can only be produced through a holographic sky projection system. We are seeing here because something must have malfunctioned. Otherwise, we would most likely see blue sky and clouds. Blue and magenta lasers seem to be the type of laser in use here. You can see magenta and blue, and to produce this artificial pattern. Now, there is a red glow there, and in addition, the pattern breaks down at the edges, which would only occur in a photograph, not a painting. And this also cannot be CGI because the pattern projected onto the sky is most likely computer generated, but the observed perspective of the sky disappearing in the distance and being behind the tree at the same time that it intermixes with normal looking sky, as you can see here, becomes more normal there, could only have been produced by it actually being in the sky and being photographed. Now, in addition, CMEs are actually Planet X system stellar cores going to the Sun, drawing solar material from it, then sometimes being ejected from the Sun and then moving at high speed toward Earth, surrounded in a cloud of coronal plasma, which impacts the Earth's magnetosphere. And you may look at Article 365 entitled Planet X, the cause behind CMEs. However, Planet X system stellar cores, which arrive as comets and therefore are comets, keep arriving in the solar system and going to the sun, because the sun is in a weakened condition in that it can no longer shine because of the stellar core debris that has accumulated around it for thousands of years, which then caused it to lose its corona or atmosphere and thus its ability to emit light. The sun is no longer as attractive to these objects as it once was. Thus, huge numbers of them are now coming to the Earth and absorbing the Earth's atmosphere, which is still high in electrons. The effects of these objects and their debris fields are numerous. They absorb atmosphere and thus deplete the Earth's atmosphere. They absorb energy from the Earth, thus causing heating in the regions where contact is made, i.e. upper atmosphere. The large objects are usually accompanied by smaller ones, which were once moons and are now moon cores. These enter the atmosphere and create tornadoes and water spouts. Larger objects create tidal events and thus regions of high and low tide. The high tide regions will be accompanied by huge rogue waves. These objects, through their tidal forces, also cause the Earth's surface to break up and fissure. They pull magma to the surface and thus cause volcanic eruptions. They also cause electrical discharges and earthquakes to occur. This is why CME events and earthquakes have been strongly correlated over the years. Thus, the announcement that a CME is about to hit the Earth is usually a warning regarding the arrival of another group of these objects, which will then affect the Earth in various ways for the next few days to a month. Some of the objects' debris field will also remain with the Earth and will enter the atmosphere and absorb light emitted by the sun simulators, thus giving rise to strange colored clouds, fog, and ocean water. And you may look at Article 460 entitled Planet X Increasing Effects on the Earth, Pink Fog, Fissures, Gigantic Rogue Waves, etc. And Article 468 entitled Planet X Turning Earth's Skies Red, What is Really Happening? And here's an example of the sky having turned red, and this was in Australia in 2009. So, in conclusion, the announcement that a CME is about to arrive and cause a geomagnetic storm is most likely because the powers that be know that a Planet X object group is about to arrive. And even if that is not the case, with the amount of Planet X dust effects we are seeing, it is likely that these objects are continuously arriving and affecting our planet in many ways. These are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.